review the second saga in One Piece, and this is part of the animarathon that I'm doing. So, this one is the Baroque Works Saga, and I'll be going over each of the arcs in the saga, and I'll say the title before I talk about the arc too much, so that if you haven't seen it, then just stop watching, because I don't want to spoil anything for you. Okay, so the Baroque Works Saga is from episodes 62 to 135. And we just left off our heroes. They were entering the Grand Line, which brings us to our first arc, the Laboon Arc. The Laboon Arc is only 2 episodes long, which will have a really big importance later in the series. But you know, it's short right now. In this arc, you meet an enormous land whale called Laboon, and a lighthouse keeper who is taking care of him. And then 2 other people called Mr.Seven and Mrs. Wednesday. You learn about those 2 later on. The main point in this arc was to introduce these 4 characters and to inform the Straw Hat crew about the log pose. In the Grand Line, there are so many islands with their own magnetic field that a normal compass doesn't work. The log pose is kind of like a compass, but it only points to certain magnetic fields. Once you reach an island, you need to stay on that island for a certain amount of time until the log pose adapts to that field, and then it will point to the next island. I really like this system. It gives them a reason to explore many different places in the Grand Line. Alright, and then next we move on to the arc, which is Whiskey Peak arc. Another small arc here, only 3 episodes. The Whiskey Peak Island is the first stop on Straw Hat's list. It's where we find out about Mr.Seven and Mrs. Wednesday. The island is full of bounty hunters who trick pirates and try to capture them. And they're part of an organization called the Baroque Works. Baroque Works is led by a man who goes by the codename Zero. In this arc, we find out Mrs. Wednesday is actually Princess Vivi of the kingdom called Alabasta. And she has infiltrated the Baroque Works organization to find out who Mr. Zero is, which she actually does succeed in finding that out. And then she accidentally tells the Straw Hat crew. And then it's revealed to us that Mr. Zero is actually Crocodile One of the Shishbakai, who are pirates that are basically, they work for the government and are extremely powerful. Mr. Zero's secret is out of the bag, and the Straw Hat crew is now being targeted by Baroque Works as well. They make an arrangement with Vivi to escort her home. While the crew heads toward Alabasta, the story shifts into another mini arc called the Kobe and Helmeppo arc. Kobe and Helmeppo are 2 people Luffy and Zoro met back in East Blue. Kobe's dream is to be a marine. In this arc, you see just a little bit of their progress in fulfilling their dream. And it's a lot of foreshadowing into what's going to come in later arcs. So, back to Luffy's gang, Luffy and the gang. The log pose takes them to an island called Little Garden, which is our next arc. This arc is about 8 episodes long. The island is a prehistoric island with dinosaurs and stuff like that. But they're not very big things on the island, as there are also 2 giants that live there. And these 2 giants have a battle to the death every time a volcano erupts. But they're so evenly matched that it always ends in a draw. However, as the Straw Hats get there, another group gets there too, Mr. 3 and his partner, Mrs. Goldenweek. I found Mr. 3 to be quite annoying, but his power was fairly interesting. He's a candle man, and he can create and manipulate candle wax at will. His partner, Mrs. Goldenweek, can control people's emotion with paint. Some nice action stuff in this arc, and Usopp starts to fully understand his dream as he wants to be like the giants and be a brave warrior who fights for honor. When the Straw Hats leave this arc, Nami gets extremely sick and then needs a doctor. And that brings us to the next arc, which is the Drum Island arc. This is a winter island. The island is known for their doctors. And however, the king of Drum Island, Wapol, banished all the doctors on the island and only kept 20, which are his personal doctors. Luffy and Sanji take Nami to see the only doctor left on the island, who everyone calls Witch, who lives in the king's old castle. I cringed the entire time while Luffy was trying to climb the mountain. Just saying. In this arc, we meet a reindeer who ate the human devil fruit. His name is Chopper. And we learn a lot about Chopper's past, which is quite sad, but that he's also a doctor. Wapol comes back to the island after fleeing and abandoning his people, but Luffy kicks his butt. I actually found Wapol to be extremely weak. Like, he couldn't really touch anyone except a few townspeople. Ooh. After this, Chopper joins the crew, and Chopper is pretty cute. He has a childish attitude, not knowing much about the outside world. With Nami feeling better and the newly added Chopper added to the group, we head back to the main arc of the saga, the Alabasta Arc. Alabasta is a desert island and Vivi's hometown. The point of this arc is to stop the rebellion caused by Crocodile and help save Vivi's kingdom. In the arc, we meet Ace. Ace is the commander in the Whitebeard's crew, Whitebeard being one of the most powerful pirates in the world at the moment. Oh, yeah, and Ace is Luffy's brother. Yeah, probably should mention that too. Whatever. Okay, so this was a pretty good arc. Great fighting. Each of the crew members have to face some of the Baroque Works officers who possess Devil's Fruit powers. And then, of course, there's the battle between Luffy and Crocodile. A great fight, by the way. Thinking back over the whole series, I think Crocodile is probably my favorite villain in the series thus far. He just really puts on that villain vibe and isn't really annoying like a lot of the other characters. So, the last person we meet in this arc is Mrs. All-Sunday, also known as Robin. She was Crocodile's partner, but they betrayed each other in the end and Robin is saved by Luffy. She then proceeds to ask Luffy if she can join them. As the Straw Hats leave Alabasta, they bid Vivi adieu, which is one of my favorite moments in the series. So yeah, this is Baroque Works Saga. Thinking over my East Blue review a bit more, I think I was a bit more generous with the rating, so I'll actually be dropping East Blue's score to a 7 out of 10. And the Baroque Works Saga, however, will receive a score of 8.5 out of 10. It's gotten a lot better, but the biggest problem I had with the saga is that they spend so much time in the desert. And I mean, they're pirates. I would like to have a little bit more time, you know, traveling on water, like a pirate might, in their boat. So, and you know, focusing on the story a bit more, rather than just a few episodes here and there. So yeah, next step is the Sky Pie Saga. I hate this saga. Just to let you know that now, I hate it. I'm really not looking forward to watching it again. Alright, so, thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you next time.